What is up YouTube? I'm back once again with another video. In today's video I'm going to be upgrading this 1.5 amp hour 18 volt lithium ion Ryobi drill battery with the 2.5 amp hour LG HE2s, which is not focusing, but anyway, these are 2.5 amp hours and I'm going to be replacing the 1.5 amp hour Samsung cells with these cells, and then I'll chuck them on the charger, and once it's fully charged I'll put it in the drill and we'll see if it actually works. So just stay tuned and enjoy the video. So first I'm going to undo all the screws. There's a screw here, there's one at the top there, we've got one on the top of this connector piece, and then one in the corner. So this is a security set, so you need a special bit to actually open it. So basically the process just consists of unscrewing it. Pretty basic stuff. I have now removed all the screws, so basically I can just lift this up and it should just come straight off. Just to quickly note, there is a screw under this little cap, so if you are taking one of these apart, just note that you need a flathead just to pull that cap off, and then underneath that there is a screw. Once you have located that screw, this shell should just come right off like so. There might be a little bit of like goo holding it, so you kind of just got to nicely pry it without breaking anything. But once you pry it, it should come out. The little side clips will get stuck to here, so you just want to get it and try and clip it out. If not, you could just leave it, but I got mine out pretty easily, so you just want to slide that in here and just make sure that's not going to fall out and you don't end up losing it. So now you got the bare cells. I'm basically going to be desoldering or like breaking these spot weld joints and just replacing them with the high quality cells. So I think these are LG cells. I thought they were Samsung like blue cells, but no, they're the LG ones. You got a full bar of battery, so when we switch them over it'll probably end up going down, and I'm hoping that this doesn't have a protection circuit where it loses voltage, it shuts the whole thing off. So hopefully when we switch them over it'll still work, and I will get to that stage now. So now you basically just want to get a flathead and just pry these spot weld joints up. So you can kind of, I don't know if you can see, you can kind of go under, try and not short out the positive side with the negative, and just try and gently pry it up so that you break the spot weld connections, not the actual thing itself. I'll probably end up stuffing it up the first time, but it's not the end of the world. You can just run a wire to it. So as you can see, it did break a little bit. Hopefully I can flatten that out, and then you can kind of just continue this process along the whole battery until you've done the whole thing. So now I have broken all the spot weld tabs, so it's not the cleanest job, but you can actually just get some copper bus bar and put it straight across and then resolder a new wire. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. So I'm going to get to the soldering iron, pull this thing apart and switch out the cells. Just to quickly let you know, there are 4 screws here and here. They're all Phillips heads. They bolt into this battery here. So the holes are there, and there. You want to undo those so you can get this pack on its own. Make sure you don't switch this around when you do screw it back on. And then there's 2 more security screws here, and then this whole pack should come apart, and then you should be able to switch out the cells pretty easily. So now it's come right apart. This thing will literally just separate. Now I'm going to be getting my LG cells and just putting them in the same orientation as they were originally. So now before you put the new cells in the old pack, you want to make sure that they're all the same voltage. So I've got a multimeter here, and we are going to be checking that right now. I've got the multimeter on its side, but I'm just going to check the voltages now. So I'll just call out each cell. So I'll just say cell 1, voltage, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so it'll just give you a bit of an idea of like how close these cells actually need to be. So the first cell is 3.17, second cell 3.58, which is definitely not in balance, 3.59, 3.59, 3.62. So the first and the last aren't in balance. The first one was like 3.17 or something. The last one was too high. So I'm going to try and fetch another pack or another cell. So this cell was from the same batch of batteries that I got. So it was from the same pack. So it was from the same Milwaukee drill battery. This one's 361, 362. So this one's a little high. And you look at the previous ones, 359, 36, 358. So these ones are a little high, the two new ones I just got. 36. They are going down, so I think that's pretty close enough. I'm pretty sure the Ryobi battery has a built-in BMS, so it should bring that down pretty easy. But if it does not like the balance, I can balance them manually. These 5 cells here should do just fine, and I'm going to switch those out now, making sure the orientation is correct. So now I've got the pack back the way it was, and now it's all with the nice LG HE2 2500 milliamp hour cells. So crossing my fingers that this will actually work, and let's just get to soldering. For the bus bars, I'm using some twisted copper wire from a AC 3-core cord. So I've stripped all the copper out of that and used a drill to twist these together, and this should hopefully be what I need to join these together. So let's just do that now. So now basically I'm just going to be tinning the ends of the batteries. So you just want to get some soldering iron, and just go to town on soldering all these up with a nice amount of solder. So you don't want to hold the soldering iron on the battery too long, just long enough that it lets the solder flow onto the connections or the ends of the batteries, whatever. After that stage, you want to definitely make sure that when you screw the top back on, that it is the right orientation, because if not, you could blow up the little control board if the negative and positive do get switched around, and you'll probably end up having a dead battery pack. So that's obviously not the aim of this mod, I guess. So yeah, just try and follow these instructions clearly, and I do not take any responsibility for any broken battery packs, because right now I'm actually just winging it. I've actually never done this before. I've experimented with other battery packs in the past, and I don't know if this will work. Sometimes the battery will just shut off and it won't let the charge go through the circuit board thing. So those are all the ends tinned. Now you just want to line up. So a little indicator is this here. This little metal thing will go under this, because on the other side it doesn't have anything there. You can see it has a blank spot. So that goes like that, and then these line up like so. So I'm going to have a connection here, and then on the other side I'll have a connection here, then at the front here, and then another one on the other side there. So I'll do that now, and we'll see if that actually works. Just do a bit of a pre-tin so you got some fresh solder on it, and then you just want to maybe even tin the end of the copper bus bar that you're using, just like so. Get that on so it's already kind of hot, and just make sure that really gets a nice connection. You don't want this coming loose as you're trying to use the drill. So just hold that down, not too long, just enough so it flows properly. Then you want to bend that so it's straight. Solder this part on here, and there we go, it's a nice connection. And now you just want to trim the wire with some wire cutters. Cut it as short as you can so this can't interfere with any other connections, and then refer to this that this is in the right spot, and it is. And now we can just obviously pull that away, go on the other side. So negatives here, this will flow through, and then we've got to do this side here with a bus bar. So again, repeat the same process of just tinning the copper, if it will tin properly, there we go, and then just putting it straight across. So there we go. It's all nicely soldered up. And now you got to make sure the orientation's right. I cannot stress that enough. That goes that way. This goes over the top. Now, you can basically choose to do it one way. You can try and reuse this and tin that back onto here, but I'm basically just going to cut it off, make some new extensions to those wires, or even just solder directly to here, and then solder that into the middle of the bus bar so you get like an even voltage division or something like that. So I'm going to do that now, and yeah. You can just tin this connection so you know that this is the one you need. So you can tell that this is the one you actually cut it off with, because you wouldn't want to lose the BMS connection. Now, using the same gauge of wire for the BMS connection is probably ideal. I'm not going to do that because I don't know what gauge it is. I don't have a gauge tester. So I'm just going to strip some new red wire from a speaker. It's good. It's always good to reuse stuff. Like so. Then you want to tin this the same way as we've done like with the copper bus bars. Tin it, get a nice connection, and then this point here is where it connects to, so we'll solder that up. Maybe it would be a good idea also to face this in the way of the connection, so you don't have to use as much wire, because it might get kind of tight trying to close the casing up. That's happened to me before with like other projects and stuff, where when you try and modify it, there's no like tolerance for extra wires. So just make sure you use the minimum amount necessary and to pry it up. This will just ensure that there is no extra like copper or anything laying around that will make the casing go on harder. So just put this through. Maybe like that, it's pretty close to the middle. And then just solder it straight up. Now you might not be able to see that, but I'll show you after it's done, I guess. Again, a nice solder connection is probably necessary. And as you can see, nicely soldered, nice and strong. I'm going to repeat the process on the other ones, and then I will be back to you guys. So there we go. That's all nicely soldered up. Now just got to do the end prongs, and then we should be good. Bus bars down, or not the bus bars, the end pieces, because if you solder it in the wrong place, it'll have a weird tension, then it might kink or something. So just screw those back in, and all should be good. It was a bit of a risk, but I was kind of confident that it would work. And yeah, let's just not get our hopes too high. Okay, so I did just burn some of the plastic. That should be fine. But overall, I think this should work. It's getting 1 bar. I will put all the casing back on and we'll chuck it on the charger and see if it actually takes the charge. So I have got it all back together. You can see it's the same one, has a scratch and everything. You press the button, it's 1 bar. So I'm going to put it in my reciprocating saw and see if it quite easily. We can try it now. You can see that that is indeed working. So there's one more test for this video. I'm going to chuck it on the charger and see if that works. And then I will open this up and see inside if the cells are all balanced properly. So it's going to take a little longer now to charge since it's a bigger battery, but this used to charge pretty fast with this quick charger. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll probably maybe have a bit on the end of this video just showing you that they are still in balance. But if you did enjoy this video, please give this video a like and subscribe. This did take a lot of time to make and was quite risky for me to do. But overall, I'm pretty happy. I've got a 2.5 amp hour battery now, so that's pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.